In this video, I'm going to teach you all the weak spots on the body, and I'm going to teach you the punches you need to land them, how to get the timing right, and how to predict or set up these shots. I'm going to put these weak spots in ascending order of pain / ability to knock someone unconscious. And how do I know the ascension of pain order? Well, I've basically experienced every single one at some point. If you would like some free courses teaching you boxing fundamentals, boxing strategy, and boxing tactics, then make sure you check out the link in the description. Now, I've been whacked pretty hard in the temple before. It didn't really hurt, but it does have a strong ability to knock you unconscious because my legs just went to jelly, right? And to land a hook to the temple, or any shot to the temple, but mainly a hook because you're not really going to be able to land one with a straight shot. If I feinted a jab and I knew that Jordan was going to throw a right hand every time I threw a jab, I could use this here, this position, to come over the top and land a left hook, right? So I'd feint, slip, and then throw out a left hook. We want to counter punch in this position because obviously people keep their hands up like this to block those shots to the temple. But also, if I'm slipping outside one of his straight shots, I'm kind of at like mid to, well, nearly almost short range here, especially if I stepped in as I did it. And that's exactly the range we want to be in to be able to land right on the temple, right? Because we need to turn those knuckles over and come here. Imagine if I was a little bit more long range, it's much harder to get right onto that temple. Whereas if I'm nice and short range, I can be here and I'm sort of punching down. That is how you land a shot to the temple. It's great for just knocking people unconscious.
Sponsored by Fire, so?
I am actually. The next weak spot on the human body which you should aim for is the chin. Reason being is if you hit someone right on the chin, either with a hook or straight, then this jolting motion of the head is likely to shake their brain very easily. As your chin moves this way, your brain moves that way, and therefore it's more likely to knock them unconscious as the brain might hit into the skull. A fight I had at the start of this year, I walked this guy onto a left hook and I caught him right on the chin and I put him down. I'll use the example of what happened in that fight. He came forward and he was throwing, I think he was throwing a 1-2-1 like that, but because his chin was like slightly in the air as he came in, I countered his 2 with that left hook, sort of leant back, and it caught him right on the chin there. Right on that chin, you want to land the knuckles. Landing the knuckles is the key part of most of these shots. We want to concentrate all that power into those individual knuckles. The next weak spot on the human body is the spleen. Now, your spleen is on the left side of your body, just up and under your rib cage here. And although it's not the most painful body shot, it can do a lot of damage when thrown with a lot of power and speed. Right, landing that shot isn't so easy because your opponent's elbow will be blocking it most likely. So we need to set it up. And we can set it up by throwing a series of combinations before to get that elbow out of the way to land that spleen shot. Combination, or an example of setting up a shot to the spleen would be something like this. So I could throw a jab, right hook to the head a couple times, and he could be trying to block that. And then after I've done it a couple more times, and I can see his elbows coming up, that's where we swing, drop the arm, swing and rotate right into the spleen there. Remember, we want to have our palm facing upwards so we can get under that rib cage, and that's where the damage is going to be done. So a couple touch upstairs a couple of times on the right side to get them blocking, feint that shot upstairs using the jab, and then bring it down to the spleen after. I
actually did take wind out of it.
All right, well, there you go. It's effective. Another way that you can hit the spleen is by checking the position of their elbow and throwing that right hook to the body in a certain way. So if I see that his elbow is quite to the side like it is now, then I could use more of a like uppercut right hook to the body. So more of a shovel hook, bring it a little bit tighter and a little bit more like an uppercut to get inside of his elbow. Whereas if his elbow is nice and tucked in like that, then I want to use more of a wider hook to get round the side to be able to land that shot. So it's mixing it up to see which one you're going to be able to more likely to land. Right, the next weak point on the human body is the nose. Now, I don't know whether you can tell, but I have had my nose broken a couple times, and now it's like a little bit out to the side. Every time I have dished out a broken nose, or every time I've had mine broken, was from the same punch, and that was either like a looping right hand or just a straight cross. I don't know why that is. Don't know whether that actually matters so much, but I feel like, yes, it is the angle of when you're throwing that punch there. You're trying to get it right on the knuckle. And I think the only way your nose is going to break is if you land that punch right on the knuckle. So to land that shot, we kind of need this area exposed here. And to get that, we need to time a jab. So as Jordan throws a jab, you either slip inside and throw that right hand over the top like that, or I could slip outside and then come over before he brings it back. So there's a couple ways that you could land that shot. Main thing is you just land it right on the knuckle. Now, if you do get your nose broken, it is far less than ideal. The next most painful weak spot of the human body to get exploited by knuckles is your solar plexus, and this is where your rib cage sort of separates here. Now, if you push into this area, you'll feel like a bit of wind sort of being pushed out. Now, if you got punched really hard in that area without tensing up, or even sometimes whilst tensing up, then it can knock the wind out of you, and you probably want to take a knee. You throw straight shots to the body to land in this area, and it depends on your opponent's stance on which straight shot you throw. So if I'm fighting someone of the same stance as me, i.e. I'm orthodox and they're orthodox, then the best shot to throw would just be a straight jab to the body. However, if you're getting southpaw, if they're the opposite stance to you, then the best shot to throw is a cross to the body. So just keep that in mind when you're trying to land those straight shots to the body, is what stance they're in. I could take an angle here, and now I'm in a great position to throw a lead hook to solar plexus, or likewise, if you're in southpaw, a sort of shift whilst I throw that one, and that'll go straight to solar plexus as well. What you said with uppercuts too, sort of getting up and under that split in the rib cage there. So those are another good shots you could throw when you're trying to land on the solar plexus. Finally, the most painful part of the human body which you should punch is the balls. Nah. I mean, it probably is, yeah. But don't do that. The most painful part of the body to be punched legally is the liver, right there, right? So, oi. The punch we want to throw to land the lead hook to the body is the left hook to the body. Whether we're southpaw, it's still going to be the left hook. We're just going to be throwing our rear hand. Or we're orthodox, we're going to be throwing that. Right. To land this punch, actually, I was going to tell you how to land this punch, but we've made an entire video telling you 6 ways to land a brutal liver shot. It should be linked on the screen as of now, so go watch that. Bosh.
End of video.
Yeah.
Pretty smooth.
Mm.
That was smooth, yeah.
It's pretty